foremost, MOPOWERZ on MOPOWERZ. Yeah, got caught off guard here. But you know what? We're ready. We're ready for anything. Yeah. But I want to talk to you tonight about a setup. A setup that has been taking place since slavery. Now, don't get me wrong right now. Don't change the channel right now. Don't do that. I really got caught off guard. Even if they have the countdown, I still got caught off guard. Okay? But needless to say, black people have been set up. Yeah, I'm doing some things right now, trying to set up, give them a lighting right. However it goes, you know. Yeah, you see that pillow behind me? That's right. Add a little bit more cushion. Got to move this a little closer. Oh, now we got it. Black people in America have been set up. Set up for failure. Set up for destruction. Set up for anything derogatory. And it's not about rising to take control of white people. No, it's not about that. It's actually about having common sense. And many of us seem to not have common sense today. We don't. In regards to people who live in a certain section of a neighborhood or community. Yeah, I'm talking about you, black people. We have been set up for failure from the jump. Right now, you have people, a certain section of a people, meaning black people, that has had more opportunities than their ancestors here in America. But yet when they're taking advantage of it, why? Some do. They get a crack through the wall. But many of us, black Americans, the youth, because this message is really for the youth. It's not for baby boomers, okay? It's not for Generation X. It's for people that's after the Generation X. Your future and my future is in your hands. Take it or leave it. How many of y'all like basketball games, football games, baseball games? Raise your hand. Yeah, raise your hand. Now let me ask you another question. What's the score in the game? The score in the game is that we're losing. We're losing. Look at you. Out there robbing people. Going to jail for pennies. The people that you're robbing don't have nothing. You risk your future young black man. For what? For some paper with a Caucasian face on it. I know you need that money, but you're risking your life, your freedom for a piece of paper with a Caucasian face on it. You say you believe in God? What God? Because it seems to me that God has abandoned black people. God has abandoned black people. You know why? Many black people were miseducated in who God is, not realizing that God is themselves. Are you celebrating failure? Are you celebrating failure today? Young black man, young black woman, are you celebrating failure today? The whole plan was never for you to succeed anyway. The plan was never for you to succeed anyway. How long you been living in the projects? How long you been living in a neighborhood when you walk outside and they selling drugs? How long have you lived in a neighborhood when you have people come by with badges, placing you against the wall, telling you to get on your knees? How many of you all that's in the hood, that's barely making it? In fact about it, for many people in America, they're making it bad. But especially for young black youth, male or woman. Have you seen the records? Yeah, the criminal records that you all are presenting to the world? It's crazy. And you rob people with no money. Now, I'm not saying to go rob people with money, but if you're going to go rob somebody with some money. You rob somebody that's got 20, 30, $50 in their wallet. That's the level of thinking that you're on, because you've been programmed to think that way. You've been programmed to think that you're nothing. Are you celebrating failure? Have you been set up for destruction? Do you think that these civil rights and you going to school means some type of equivocation to whom you are in America? That's sad if you really think that way. And I talk this way to you because I'm trying to reach these young people out here on this particular video. Normally I'm trying to reach humanity, but for this specific video, set up black youth in America, you see how many jails they got waiting for you? Because you're robbing and you're selling drugs. And I'm not just talking about the city of gangsters here in Chicago. I'm talking about all major cities in America who has a high proportion of black people in the area. Young black people. You out here just smoking weed all day. Smoking Molly all day. Yes, you can smoke Molly. It's just not a pill. You can smoke it. Crack, heroin, and any other Class A or Class 1 drug that the U.S. government has specified as being as a Class 1. You're throwing your lives away. You're going to jail. You're going to prison. And when you go to jail, most people who go to jail, most people who go to prison on long term, meaning football numbers, they ain't got no money. And black young men here in America really don't have no money. But you want to revert to crime. You want to revert to violence. Where is that right here? Yeah, you want to revert to that. Why? Because you've been programmed for self-destruction. I can remember back in the day when we had love songs, when we had positivity music. Yeah, music with positive messages. But now you don't have that. You don't have that. All you have is destruction. Hell, you have some people right now today that's living that never really tasted a true orange, a true apple. What the seeds are in them. Not only have they taken away your common sense, they've taken away you as a being. Having all of these young black men fill the jails of America for a piece of paper with a Caucasian on it. Now, I know that everybody's got to work. Everybody need that green dollar for the love of money. But you don't have to throw your life away for it. Are you a slave to the piece of paper with Caucasians on it? Caucasian men. Are you a slave to that? Minister Louis Farrakhan has retired. And all of you young black men have no one to look up to in regards of a leader. So you have to look in the mirror every day and make that leader for yourself. Do you understand what's going on in the world, young black men, young black women? Are you celebrating failure? Are you celebrating getting high every weekend? Are you celebrating getting high every day without learning anything, with the exception of wanting to go out on the corner and hang out? The mind is a terrible thing to waste. And it is sad to say that a lot of young black men and young black women are wasting their minds on zero. However, you do have the adults, the OGs, whether you're an old gal or old guy, yeah, OG. You are responsible for teaching these young black men and young black women. Hell, many of them can't even read and write, even though their parents used to send them to school every day to be learned and taught by a stranger. And they wonder why they're in such a bad predicament. I turn on the news every day. Yeah, CNN, WGN, NBC, ABC, CBS, and I read the newspapers. Washington Post, Boston Globe, Chicago Tribune, Chicago Sun-Times, New York Times. Oh, I have to read. They say that if you want to hide something from black people, hide it in a book. Those have not only become books, they become magazines. They become Fortune magazine, which many black people don't read. There's a lot of information on Fortune magazine, Washington Post. I'm just saying. How many young people out there between the ages of 16 and 25 that's, black people that can really read? They can really do math. You say that we do good in the streets selling drugs, but many of them still can't count. Your life is in jeopardy right now. Your life has been in jeopardy ever since some of us have arrived on the ship named Jesus. Nobody's in the chat room right now, but it's all good. Boy, while you're out there toting switches, how many years is it per gun? How many switches do you all carry around on you? How many Glocks, guns? I don't care what it is. 9mm, 38, 32, choppers that you got all the way down and your leg like a broomstick, waiting for havoc to jump off. But you're the part of the havoc. If you're walking around with a gun every day, you're not part of the solution. You are part of the problem. You are a part of the problem if you're walking around here toting guns every day. I can remember back in the days when we had just a magazine. Then years later, we had an extended magazine. And now you got clips. Not only can you shoot just one or two people, you can shoot a whole slew of people. And who are you going to shoot? Young black man, young black woman? Are you celebrating failure today? Are you celebrating failure going to jail every day? Are you celebrating failure making your mom, your dad, grandparents, aunt, uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins cry? Because you want to be one of those real dudes? And it's okay to have a couple of real dudes in your family. There's nothing wrong with that. We all need that. But do you have any discipline with it? The answer is no. And many of the people that you are killing look just like you. People want to talk about how President Trump and how law enforcement is treating black people bad. Black people are treating themselves bad in this country. The black youth, man or woman, male or female, look how horrible we treat each other. Yet we expect to have a future. Look at the children that you're having. How old is your children? 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, 10 years old. And look at what you're teaching them. Look at the environment of people that you allow them to be associated with. And that's our fault. That's not the government fault. That's not Donald Trump's fault. Black people in America has succumbed to the trap of white supremacy. Think about that. Just think about that. Just think about how major ancestors like, especially in religion, like Noble Drew Ali, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X. Malcolm X. Could you imagine what Malcolm is doing? Rotting away in that cemetery? He gave his life for black people, and black people are continuously killing themselves. Elijah Muhammad died naturally, so they say. Louis Farrakhan said that if you exhume the body in the Evergreen Park Cemetery, that you won't find him. I don't know about that, minister. You talk about you believe in God, but yet Satan is ruling the world. Satan is ruling you, young black man, young black woman, walking around here toting pistols, toting switches, toting choppers, toting man-killing machines. And who are you killing? Nobody but yourself. I have nobody in the chat room. I have nobody in the chat room. Right now, Donald Trump, he's looking to send multiple people who are offenders. He's talking about transferring you to another country. Just not for ICE, just not for these immigrants, but for you. You've been arrested more than 15, 18, 20 times. Donald Trump is ready to be done with you. Just like the minister was done with us. And it is sad to say that Minister Louis Farrakhan is done with us. You know why? Because many black people across America are celebrating failure. Failure. How many more black leaders do you think will come out of us before we exterminated? We don't want to hear that we didn't hear the message. The message has been all around. You had even our ancestors that were in slavery who had less and did much better. And they made something out of nothing. The same fate that you're left with, however, we have more opportunities. Yet, we want to celebrate failure. Sad, but true. I know many of y'all got rocks in your jaws right now. Y'all saying this nigga's crazy. He don't know what he talking about. He talking about some religion. Talking about Louis Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, Noble Drew Ali. But you know what? Back in the day, these are the organizations that kept things strong. These are the organizations that help unify the conditions, the adverse and horrible conditions in which black people here in America were facing and still are facing. And they're all gone. They're all gone. What are you going to do with yourself? Are you going to continue to disgrace yourself? Are you going to continue to make your mother cry? Are you going to continue to be the culprit of a crime, robbing, stealing, carjacking, murdering? Are you going to continue to be a culprit of that among your own people? Yeah. And like I said, I'm talking to the people that's from the ages of 18, I even say to 40. Because you have even many young black men, young black women who run around here at the age of 40 and still don't have no common sense. Even in the music, which has a big part or play in dealing with your chakras, meaning the levels of energy that you have within your body. And music plays a great role in that. Doesn't music make you feel a certain way, whether it be happy or sad or gangsterous or psychotic? Yeah, it's all about the music. And the music that they are feeding you right now is all about music that contains self-destruction, drug addiction, raping your women, running trains on your women, disrespecting your woman, disrespecting yourself, disrespecting your mama, your daddy, your grandmama. But you say that you got some sense, especially if you are a youth, a young black man, or a young black woman, especially who is seeking some type of label deal, recording label deal, meaning music. Because music plays a great part in our life. Not only that, it has an influence on what you do and how you do it. Could you imagine Caucasian people telling Caucasian people, Honky, I'm going to kill you? Can you imagine that? Have you even heard of such a song? Huh? But you hear, I want to kill a nigga every day. Have you ever heard a Chinese say, I want to kill you, chink? Have you ever heard a song with Japanese saying, I want to kill you, slant eyes? I want to derogatory your women, not derogatory in that type of sentence that I use, but derogatory. Yeah, do you want to humiliate your women? Have you ever heard of the red man saying, let's whore or pimp our red women? No, you don't hear that from people who look like me. We are programmed to celebrate failure. We are programmed and set up to be destructive. We are programmed to be lifeless, to have no idea of what it's like to have your own business establishment. Huh? To have no idea of what it's like to have a home. How many Caucasians and Americans have homes versus the number of Black Americans or Afro Americans that you want to call yourself? Set up for failure. Donald Trump just took away Martin Luther King Jr. birthday. Just took away equal employment opportunity. Just took away diversity, equity, and inclusion. Just took away all of those gay people rights. Just took away gender rights. Just took away Black History Month. And you all don't give a fuck. Many of you all black people don't give a fuck. Not understanding that your own demise is at hand. Sorry about the language that I had to use. I'm not Minister Louis Farrakhan, even though he's one of my teachers. But this is what the young black youth need. Somebody that's going to be in their ass. Can your common sense outweigh their guns? Can your common sense outweigh their aim and purpose or programming for destruction? Can God deprogram these young people from killing themselves? And if your God is not in favor of you, there's a great chance that you may need to get rid of that God. If your God can't save you from self-destruction, if your God cannot save you from the evil doings of Satan, you're most definitely in trouble. Especially when you don't realize that you're God. Just ask President Trump, is he God right now? Have you seen the executive orders that he has signed, wrote out, proposed, executed? And your execution, young black youth, is to be in jail. It's to be in prison. All over a piece of paper with a Caucasian face on it. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. Do I personally have something against Caucasians? They did what God allowed them to do. How about that? They did what God allowed them to do. And we ain't talking about no Bible, no Quran, no Torah, no Septuagint. No, 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 no. I know it's hard out there. Trust me, I know. But there was a time when Afro Americans, what they call them now since Jesse Jackson, before it was Negro and before it was nigger, we have overcome a lot of hurdles, yet we haven't learned how to pool those resources together and to stop hating ourselves. We've been programmed to hate ourselves. We've been programmed and set up for death and destruction. Are you celebrating failure today? Are you celebrating failure? I'm just saying. Is any other nation of a people on this planet destroying one another like Afro Americans are, as Negroes are, as niggers are? No. But we want to talk about the police killing black men. I don't want to hear that. We're killing ourselves more than the law enforcement who has authority to kill your ass. You understand? I'm talking to the young black youth of America and how we're being set up. Are you celebrating failure? You got young people here in Chicago walking all downtown, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. Not that they have something to do, not that they're going to work. No, many of them are out to rob your ass. And they're in mobs like wolf packs. And who they rob, they don't care. But many people that they rob look like them. And many people that look like them don't have nothing. And you sell your soul. You sell your soul for a piece of paper with a Caucasian face on it. And they giving you football numbers for this. 20 years, 15 years, 30 years, 12 years, 14 years. And you still don't get it. Donald Trump got something for you. And it ain't nice. While you're out here trying to have your freedom removed, somebody already wants to remove it. So you're just helping the process. Not to mention the fact that you got black elderly scared to come outside. All because of young black men and young black women. Most black people are killing themselves versus a Chinese, versus a Caucasian, versus a Japanese, versus a Puerto Rican. Most of the black deaths that occur in America are performed by black people on black people. Yeah, I know y'all weren't ready for this live. And that's sad. We are the most discriminated and despised people on the planet. I've had one sister talking about she was moving to Pakistan. Hoping that there is a better world out there when Pakistan is in more of a worse condition than we are here in America. You have some people who are out there that's advocates for black people to move back to Africa. But do you understand the conditions and rules in which Africa is in right now? Yeah, the same rule like America. Huh? Ain't no different. And seeing that some of us was betrayed by our own people in Africa, which I call a Kubalan. Because Africa is from Africanus, which is a white man. So you calling where yourself from a white man. Damn. That was a hit, I guess, okay? I didn't touch that light. I didn't touch that wire. So you're from where a white man colonized your people at. It's not even your own country no more. And just so, however, that's where the Garden of Eden is at. I'm just saying. Could you imagine you not going to prison for robbing somebody? Could you imagine not being dead because you robbed another black person? Could you imagine not being in a courtroom full of people who are not of your peers? Do you like to eat soup all day? Do you like to eat grade D food all day? Do you like calling your mom, your parents, your family, your friends on the phone asking to send you some commissary money? When you know these very same people didn't have anything before you went in. But you want to act a fool. Are you celebrating failure today? Young black men, young black women, you are the future of black people here in America. What they call black people, Afro-American, whatever you want to call yourself. Whatever you want to call yourself. You want to call yourself a black Muslim, you want to call yourself a black Hebrew, you want to call yourself a black Christian. And in all of that, which represents God, yet you're still in a position that has you on the floor. I'm just saying. Not to mention being on the floor, you're hating yourself. Have you seen the looks and the faces that you give to other black men and black women on the train, on the bus? Just walking downtown on Michigan Avenue, State Street, Columbus, Dearborn, Clark Street, LaSalle, Clinton Street, which is just the brink of coming into downtown Chicago. Have you looked at how you looked at each other? Have you looked at the energy that you felt among one another? Why is black people robbing black people continuously every day, and you young black men and young black women are going to prison? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Every day I have to look at the newspaper. Every day I have to look at the news about another young black man committing a crime. And no, it's no small crime like shoplifting, a regular shoplift, a misdemeanor. No, all of these are felonies. Even young black men on pretrial. I gotta put you on blast tonight because you all are making us look bad. You are making us look like we are all savages. And we don't even deserve human rights according to the way that you are conducting yourselves. I didn't have no script for this. I didn't write nothing down. It's just from me to you, whoever the audience is out there. And right now, it seems to be nobody. On a Friday night, are you smoking weed? Are you drinking gin? Are you drinking Hennessy? Are you drinking tequila? Are you being stoned out your mind? Not caring about or giving a fuck about what I say? Like I said, even the best cannot get you to reform. When I mean the best, or when I'm talking about the best, I'm talking about John Henry Clark. I'm talking about Dr. Ben Jochannan. I'm talking about Francis Cress Welsing. I'm talking about Amos Wilson. I'm talking about Louis Farrakhan. I'm talking about Elijah Muhammad. I'm talking about Benjamin Banneker. I'm talking about Frederick Douglass. I'm talking about Sojourner Truth. I'm talking about Harriet Tubman. Can I or should I go on with all of those who had hopes for you, who have sacrificed their life for you for decades? And here you are in a gutter position, not even caring about the position that you're in or what your ancestors fought for. What kind of people do that? Are people who don't give a fuck. Yeah. This is straight from the hip. No script. And it's sad that I have to bring this message this way. But that's just the way it is. Living in today's society and how they have you programmed for self-destruction, a setup. Are you celebrating failure today? Aren't you tired of being in handcuffs? Aren't you tired of being in the back of police cars? Aren't you tired of the police rolling up in your hood who don't even live in your hood, telling you get against the wall, get on your knees? Huh? Are you tired of people asking you for your ID, for your driver license that don't even live in the hood? Is that having some self-respect for yourself? Is that having some God common sense for yourself? Is that respecting your children? Is that respecting your lady? Is that respecting your grandmama, your grandfather, your uncle, your cousin, your sister, or your brother, even yourself? And the answer is no. Set up for self-destruction. You have people who have come to this country and have been here less than we have been here, and they have more. There's no excuse today. You can't blame the Caucasian man for our problems. We are an awakened people, supposedly, seeing that we're all on social media looking at all of this derogatory information. Look at what you feed yourself every day. Look at what we feed ourselves every day. Look at how we act and conduct ourselves toward one another today. Ain't nobody in the chat room. Don't nobody hear what I have to say. But this is a message for you, black man. Young black men, young black women. They are building prisons across the country for us. For us. Did you get that? Sometimes it seems like I'm talking to a brick wall. But you know what? I can wash my hands of you. I can wash my hands of you. And I know what many of you are saying that are small-minded, that are on a low level of energy. He don't know what he talking about. This nigga ain't shit. I am the shit. The shit that's trying to save your life. The shit that's trying to help you to stand up and be a better human being that you are, without going to jail, without committing crimes, without selling drugs. They like, damn, oh, you want me to be perfect in an unperfect world. No, I don't. I just want you to have some common sense about yourself and stop pulling out these switches on somebody that look like you. Ain't got nobody out there. Nobody. Out of 45 minutes, nobody's out there. But guess what? We're going to still roll on with the MESSAGE. And I can understand why many of you don't understand or don't want to listen to what I got to say, because you've been programmed for your own destruction. Back in the day, KRS and BDP made a song called Self-Destruction. And if you are a young man or a young woman, go view that content. Oh man, you old. You don't know what you're talking about. You're an OG, man. You supposed to be doing this and that. I'm supposed to be teaching you how to save yourself and how to build a better neighborhood or community for yourself. Because not only do you have to live there, other people, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, grandchildren have to live there. And you standing on a block with a switch, with a Glock, with whatever firearm that you have, a chopper, you're not defending the community. You're not defending the people who live in the community. That armor or artillery is for someone that looks just like you, programmed to hate yourself. Are you celebrating failure tonight in the house? And I don't care what city or state you coming from. California, Oklahoma, Memphis, Alabama, Chicago, Indiana, Michigan, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Montana. Not many of us live in Montana. I'm just saying, no, Idaho, Colorado, Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, and we're doing each other wrong. Have you checked the scoreboard? Because the last time that I checked, we are losing at an alarming rate, so fast that you can't even keep up with the numbers of how fast that we are degenerating, how much we have lost in 2 weeks. But you still want to run out there and kill yourself. You still want to run out there and have no respect for yourself. You still want to call your women bitches and hoes. You still want to disrespect your mother and your father who helped birth you into this world. We got to get it together fast. So how about let's not hate each other? How about love each other? Huh? What do you mean love, Mo? Man, love yourself. Love your brother like you love yourself. Love your sister like you love yourself. And if you have no respect for your mother, your father, or your grandparents, you are just a lost cause. I'm just saying. 100. You're just a lost cause. And maybe you should be shipped over there to what Donald Trump is talking about. To Guantanamo Bay. To be among the other illegal immigrants who are the most violent, the most vicious, having no common sense. Maybe you should be over there with them. He's making a budget for it right now. You want 3 meals in the cot? Go on over there. Or you got another choice, which is my wisest. If you want to shoot guns, if you want to kill something, go to the military. You can do it all day, especially if you are 11 gun bunny. Yeah. And for those of you who've been in the military, you know exactly what I'm talking about. 11 Bravo. Go be a scout, and you can kill all you want and get away with it, okay? No charges being filed. You won't even go to jail. You want to kill something? Go to the military, man. Because we tired of you. We tired of you. You don't want to be deprogrammed. You want to listen to that music that tells you to kill yourself. You want to listen to that music that tells you to take drugs. You want to listen to that music, you know. Yeah. And they say, well, Mo, you got a channel and talk about all that bad. That's old, bro. Classics. If you're into classic, old school, Chicago, old school, old school. What do you all consider old? You all consider me old. Not in mind. Not even in age. Not even in age. They've even programmed us to think what is old and what is not. Just like they've taught us to be self-destructive among ourselves. But you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. So since that I don't know what I'm talking about, I want you on your way out the door to press the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell, the word all, to help ensure that you get notifications when I upload videos on YOUTUBE. By the way, share it, like it, share the information with relatives, friends, coworkers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation on how not to kill yourself, on how not to hate yourself, on how not to be destructive towards yourself. We're already on the brink of destruction. Be a participant of the solution and not the problem. And many of us don't know how to do that because we have no conflict resolution skills. You want to fight and you look like me? Let's pick up a gun versus talking like men and women. I'm just saying. Whatever you have other sections of people doing with their lives and how they're building their community, it seems to me that they're doing a pretty much better job than what we're doing. How many times do you turn on the news here in Chicago and you hear about a Chinese shooting another Chinese in Chinatown? How many people do you hear about on the news here in Chicago? A Polish man shooting another Polish man over here on Division and Wood Street. Huh? How many times have you heard in the news when you had these people from India that lives in Chicago on the north side, on Devon Street and LeClaire and Leamington and Central, that's killing themselves? How many times do you hear about that on WGN? Or am I just, imagining things? We got to tighten that up, bro. All of you young black men who's going to school that don't know how to read because you're not paying attention and you think it's cool to walk around with switches, machine guns, Glocks, and ready to spit in the teacher's face and even beat the teacher up for reprimanding you for an act or conduct that you know is wrong. How can we expect you to respect the teachers when you don't even respect your parents or yourself? You think about that. You're 15, 16, 17 years old living in the hood. Could you imagine what your mom and dad go through to keep you safe, to keep you out of jail, to keep you from being shot and killed in the street? Nah, you don't think about that. It saddens me to bring this message, but I have to be 100. I have to get on people who look like me. I have to get on their ass too, because they don't get it. Minister Farrakhan will tell you all nicely, you know, with no curse words, but you don't respect him either. And he was our last hope. I'm going to say that again. Minister Louis Farrakhan was our last hope. If I'm lying, show me some hope today. Show me some hope today. Show me some hope with all of these millionaires, black people, entertainers, athletes. Show me some hope. I'm just saying. Y'all done? Because I'm done. I'm done right now. You're throwing your lives away. Young black men. Robbing people. Carjacking people. Murdering people. You are part of their solution. I hope y'all got something out of this. Message to the black youth of America. Are you celebrating failure? Are you participating in your own self-destruction? Tupac said that it ain't no future. And that's why many young black people don't care, but you have to make a future for yourself. Ain't nobody gonna give it to you, especially those that are in power. You see just what happened here? We are on the brink of extermination. We are endangered species here while you are listening to Sexy Red, Young Gotti, and all of these other people. There's so many people that's telling you to kill yourself. I can come up, and they allow it on the radio. Damn, are you celebrating failure? I'm just saying. We got to get out of here right now, yo. But we got more material tomorrow. And if you haven't been over to my other channel, TheMoshow Chicago, here on YOUTUB, go over there for some current events. If you're on this channel, which is full of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, going from niggas to gods, you're here. And if you're into Chicago old school, like 20 years or older, psychodrama, Twister, Crucial Conflict, Just Lily, Big Tiny, Slugs Loyal, Big Taz, Black Money, Cadillac Seville. If you're into any of that, Mecca, go over to my other channel, which is the Anything channel. TheMoshow Classics. All one word, no space here on YOUTUBE. Can we stop the killing? Will we stop the killing? Or will we continue to be our own worst enemy and bring our own demise at a quicker rate? No notes, no rehearsal, just straight talk. We're going to get out of here, you all. It's your host with the most, MOPOWERZ on MOPOWERZ. All one word, no space, here on YOUTUBE. And that's for my faceless page. I'll tell you all about that later. Working on that. Maybe like 10 videos. Nothing major, okay? But you think about what I said. And I love you from my heart. That's why I'm giving it to you as an OG. If I did not give you this message to the black youth, men and women, I would not be an OG. Stop killing yourself. Stop killing people that look like you. And educate yourself. You don't like school? Hey, I get it. Most of what you're learning about is somewhat paper with a Caucasian face on it and nothing of yourself. So you have to educate yourself into the greatness of yourself. And the God that they taught you about is not coming to save you. You are the only God that's going to save you. You and we are the only God that is going to save us. Just ask Donald Trump. Y'all think about that. It's your host, MOPOWERZ. We are out of here, you all. Thanks for viewing. Peace out. And by all means, never ever give up on your what? DREAMS. Peace out.